From ancient castles to dramatic coastlines, bustling cities to hidden gems, this is Ireland. Join us as we journey through the vibrant streets of Dublin, the history of Belfast, the charm of Waterford, the culture of Limerick, and so much more. Packed with breathtaking landscapes, unforgettable moments, and a few surprises along the way, this is our Irish adventure. Let's hit the road and discover the Emerald Isle.
Here we are, in the car, waiting to load the Bóinne Estrid boat to Ireland, from Holyhead to Dublin. Over here to our left we have a lot of trucks, but they just drop the trailers off and they use a little tug to pick them up and put them on the ferry, and somebody picks them up at the other end. The engine parts don't actually go to the loading. And that's our big boat. They call them a row-wow.
According to the GPS, we're just about to drive off the end of the world.
Nice wide lanes.
Yeah.
I suppose they've got to accommodate trucks and all sorts of things.
We're on the ferry going to Ireland.
3.5 hour crossing, and then we'll be in the land of the Shamrock.
We are moving. That's the last of our moorings. Just went past. That's Ireland coming up. Our first look at Ireland. Here we are.
Okay, here we are.
This is Ireland.
This is Ireland. We've had a smooth crossing and still beautiful sunshine over here, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, we got down to our car just in time.
Yeah. Kilometres an hour it said up the top there.
Oh, this is a long time.
Yep. It's a bit like that one we went through the other day that was 4 minutes long. This is 3 minutes so far. That's a nearly 4.5 minute tunnel.
After 800 meters, take the exit N51 towards Navan.
Long before the pyramids rose from the sands of Egypt, before Stonehenge dominated the English countryside, and thousands of years before Rome became an empire, an extraordinary civilization was transforming the landscape of Ireland. In the lush valley of the River Bóinne lies one of humanity's oldest surviving ceremonial landscapes. Known as Bóinne, this remarkable complex contains some of the most sophisticated prehistoric monuments ever built. Constructed more than 5,000 years ago, Bóinne continues to challenge our understanding of ancient engineering, astronomy, religion, and society. Today we'll explore the history, mysteries, and incredible achievements of this UNESCO heritage site. This is Bóinne. Bóinne is located approximately 40 kilometers north of Dublin in County Meath. The name means palace or mansion of the Bóinne. Within just a few square kilometers lie more than 90 prehistoric monuments. The most famous are Newgrange, Nath, and Douth. Together they represent one of the largest concentrations of Neolithic art and architecture anywhere on the planet. Archaeologists estimate that Newgrange alone contains more than 200,000 tons of stone and earth. Many of the massive stones came from locations several kilometers away. Douth is the least visited of the three great monuments. Yet it remains one of the most mysterious. Much of the site is still unexcavated. Its passage appears aligned with the setting sun during the winter solstice. Irish mythology associates Douth with ancient legends involving kings, druids, and supernatural events. Although many stories were written thousands of years after the monument itself, they demonstrate how these ancient structures continue to inspire generations. Only a short distance from Newgrange lies Nath. Although less famous, many archaeologists consider it equally significant. Nath contains two separate passage tombs and is surrounded by 18 satellite tombs. Its greatest treasure is its artwork. More than 1/3 of all known megalithic art in Western Europe is found here. Hundreds of carved stones display spirals, zigzags, lozenges, circles, and abstract geometric designs. Many carvings remain exceptionally well preserved. Nath is also aligned with the spring and autumn equinoxes, suggesting that astronomical observation played an important role throughout Bóinne. The jewel of Bóinne is Newgrange. From the outside, it appears as a massive circular mound nearly 80 meters across. A striking facade of white quartz and dark granite surround its base. Inside lies a narrow stone passage stretching nearly 20 meters. The corridor leads to a cruciform burial chamber with an impressive corbelled roof. The enormous carved entrance stone is among the finest examples of prehistoric art in Europe. Its spirals, circles, and geometric patterns remain symbols of Neolithic creativity. Their precise meanings remain unknown. Without wheels or metal tools, this was an astonishing engineering accomplishment. Modern technologies, including LiDAR surveys, ground-penetrating radar, drone mapping, and DNA analysis, continue to reveal new insights into Bóinne and its builders. For more than 5 millennia, Bóinne has survived changing climates, evolving cultures, and the passage of countless generations. In 1993, UNESCO recognized Bóinne as one of the world's most important archaeological landscapes. Its builders left no written language, no named kings, no recorded history, yet through stone alone, they created a legacy that still inspires awe today.
It's 9 degrees here this morning in Slane. I've just climbed the hill of Slane and come up to have a look at Slane Abbey. This is reportedly where St. Patrick rid Ireland of its snakes. Now, even though there were no snakes here in Ireland, what it symbolised was St. Patrick ridding Ireland of all its evil. Beautiful monkey puzzle tree there, and these are the ruins of the Abbey. This beautiful view out across Slane from the hill of Slane. This looks like it could have been the kitchen. No, maybe not. That'll do, pig.
At the beginning of the 20th century, the great shipping companies competed fiercely to dominate transatlantic travel. White Star Line envisaged a ship unlike any the world had ever seen, not necessarily the fastest, but the largest, safest, and most luxurious. Construction began in Belfast, Northern Ireland, at the Harland and Wolff shipyard. More than 15,000 workers helped build the enormous vessel. Her massive engines powered 3 propellers, capable of carrying more than 2,200 passengers and crew across the Atlantic Ocean. Luxury aboard Titanic was unmatched. First-class passengers enjoyed elegant suites, grand dining rooms, smoking lounges, cafes, libraries, Turkish baths, a heated swimming pool, squash courts, and the magnificent grand staircase. Some of the wealthiest people in the world traveled aboard the ship. Meanwhile, second-class accommodations rivaled first-class cabins found on many other ships. Even third-class passengers enjoyed comfortable cabins, running water, electricity, and quality meals, conditions considered exceptional for migrants traveling to America. Once underway, Titanic headed west into the vast Atlantic Ocean. Life on board seemed perfect. Passengers dined, relaxed, played games, attended concerts, and admired the endless ocean. No one imagined what lay ahead. As the ship crossed the North Atlantic, wireless operators received several messages warning of dangerous ice fields. At 11:40 p.m. on April 14, 1912, lookouts spotted an iceberg directly ahead. The bridge immediately ordered the ship to turn. Engines were reversed, but it was too late. The iceberg scraped along the starboard side. Instead of tearing a massive hole, it caused a series of openings below the waterline. 6 watertight compartments began flooding. As the bow sank deeper into the freezing Atlantic, panic spread. Shortly after 2 a.m. on April 15th, the stern rose dramatically into the air. The enormous stresses caused the ship to break apart. Within minutes, Titanic disappeared beneath the icy waters.
The sky out over there's got blue in it.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
The doves.
Where they kept the what?
The doves.
Doves.
We're just near Downhill in Northern Ireland. This is the Mussenden Temple, looking beautifully across the scenery here. So that is the Bishop's Gate, which leads up to his house, which is here in ruins. And here I am, just walking up a bit further into this amazing structure. Imagine if he didn't live in such a flash house, how much more money could go back into the diocese.
And to the poor people.
Yeah.
Do we know what era it is? Those sorts of fancy bits on the front. It sort of looks a bit like a Roman palace sort of thing.
Okay, here we are at the Giant's Causeway, right at the tip of Northern Ireland. It's 40,000 basalt rock columns, and it's spectacular, and it's freezing.
The story of Carrick-a-Rede dates back more than 250 years. Local fishermen constructed the original rope bridge to reach the small island where they could suspend large salmon nets in the fast-moving waters below. Crossing wasn't for tourists, it was simply part of a hard day's work. As we round the final bend, the famous bridge comes into view. Suspended nearly 30 meters above the rocks, it stretches about 20 meters across a dramatic chasm. Looking down, the Atlantic crashes against ancient volcanic rock formations that have been sculpted over millions of years. Stepping onto the bridge, every movement creates a gentle sway. The handrails provide confidence, while the views become even more spectacular with every step. The crossing only takes a minute, but it's an experience that stays with visitors for years. It's easy to understand why this location has become one of Northern Ireland's most photographed attractions.
Here we are in Northern Ireland again, near Dunseverick. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we're coming around slowly to the ruins of the castle. Right on that little bit of a headland, surrounded by water. This is on top of Grianan Hill, and we're coming to the hill fort of Grianan.
12,000 years ago, we would have had a kilometre of ice above our heads.
Ah.
So as the ice moved and melted, the roof of the cave collapsed.
Our journey into the Marble Arch Caves begins before we enter the darkness.
Following the river through the woodland, the landscape gradually closes in around us. The sound of flowing water becomes more noticeable, and ahead, the entrance to the caves begins to emerge from the limestone.
We enter the cave and step aboard the waiting boat. As the last glimpse of daylight falls behind us, we begin to travel underground. The boat slips quietly onto the river, carrying us deeper beneath the landscape.
Passage is narrow at first, with limestone walls rising on either side. Above us, the ceiling closes in, and the light from the entrance quickly fades.
The boat journey eventually gives way to exploration on foot, taking us deeper into this underground landscape. Ahead, the passage begins to open, revealing the vast hidden world of the Marble Arch Caves.
Away from the surface, the familiar sounds of the outside world are replaced by the quiet echo of dripping water. Every sound seems amplified as it travels through the chambers. Stalactites hang from the ceiling, formed drop by drop as mineral-rich water leaves behind tiny deposits of limestone. Beneath them, stalagmites rise from the floor, growing slowly upwards over countless years.
What we see today is one moment in a story that has been unfolding for an incredibly long time.
It's easy to imagine how mysterious this place must have seemed to the people who first discovered its hidden passages. And as we eventually make our way back towards the daylight, the experience leaves us with a different perspective on the landscape above.
This is Carrowmore as monuments, graves, something. Sligo Abbey was founded in 1253 by Maurice Fitzgerald, Lord Chief Justice of Ireland. It became a Dominican friary, home to an order devoted to education, preaching, and scholarship. The original buildings were severely damaged by fire only decades after construction. Rather than abandoning the site, the friars rebuilt much of the abbey, creating many of the magnificent Gothic features visitors admire today. Life here followed a carefully ordered rhythm. Each day revolved around prayer, study, teaching, and manual work. The cloister formed the spiritual heart of the monastery. Its covered walkways connected the church with the dormitory, chapter house, refectory, and other essential buildings. Although centuries have passed, the elegant stone arches still evoke the peaceful atmosphere once enjoyed by the Dominican community. Sligo Abbey is celebrated for the quality of its surviving stonework. Perhaps the Abbey's most celebrated feature is its richly sculptured 15th century high altar, one of the finest examples remaining in Ireland. Following the English Reformation, many monasteries across Ireland were dissolved. Although the Dominican community continued here for periods despite official suppression, the abbey gradually declined. Wars, neglect, and the passage of time transformed a thriving religious center into the atmospheric ruins we see today. Standing beside the River Shannon for more than 8 centuries, King John's Castle is one of Ireland's finest surviving medieval fortresses. King John's Castle occupies a strategic position on King's Island, overlooking one of Ireland's most important waterways. This location controlled trade along the River Shannon and made the castle a powerful military stronghold during the Norman expansion of Ireland. Located in the heart of Limerick City, this remarkable stronghold combines history, architecture, and immersive storytelling, making it one of Ireland's must-visit attractions. Construction began around the year 1200, during the reign of King John of England. Although King John himself probably spent very little time here, the castle became a powerful symbol of Norman authority in Ireland. Over the centuries, it survived repeated sieges, political unrest, and changing rulers. Visitors today enjoy a unique blend of authentic medieval architecture and interactive exhibitions. Climbing the towers rewards visitors with spectacular views across Limerick, the River Shannon, and the surrounding countryside. For photographers, King John's Castle offers endless opportunities. The Riverside Promenade provides the classic postcard view. The defensive design becomes obvious from above, with thick walls, narrow windows, and commanding positions over every approach. Today, archaeological excavations beneath the visitor center reveal even older Viking settlements that existed before the castle was built. King John's Castle isn't simply a monument to the past. It's a place where history becomes tangible, where every tower and stone wall tells the story of medieval Ireland.
After 400 metres, cross the roundabout, second exit, a 680 towards Waterford.
The city of Waterford in Ireland has been synonymous with fine crystal for generations. Waterford Crystal's story began in 1783, when brothers George and William Penrose established the glassworks with a vision of creating crystal equal to the finest produced anywhere in Europe. Wooden blocks, steel tools and moulds help create forms ranging from elegant wine glasses to complex decorative sculptures. Inside the furnace, temperatures exceed 1400 degrees Celsius. Molten crystal glows bright orange as skilled craftsmen gather the liquid material onto long steel blowpipes. Watching experienced glass blowers at work reveals years of practice hidden behind movements that appear almost effortless. The glowing crystal is rolled, blown, stretched and shaped. Crystal isn't simply ordinary glass. Its carefully formulated composition gives it exceptional clarity, brilliance and weight. Once formed, each piece enters an annealing oven where it cools gradually over many hours. Highly skilled artisans used rotating diamond wheels to carve intricate geometric patterns into the crystal. As more cuts are added, the famous sparkle of Waterford crystal begins to emerge. In a world increasingly dominated by automation, the heart of the factory remains its people.
It's also what we use to place our Waterford stamp onto the base of all of our pieces.
Only crystal meeting exacting quality standards carries the Waterford name. When expertly cut, light refracts through the crystal to produce the sparkling effect that has made Waterford famous across the globe. Each finished piece tells a story, not only of precision manufacturing, but also of tradition, artistry and pride.
Standing on the banks of the River Suir is one of Ireland's oldest surviving buildings. Reginald's Tower has watched over Waterford for more than 8 centuries. It has survived Viking raids, Norman conquest, civil war, and centuries of change. At the center of the Viking triangle stands Reginald's Tower, built on the site of an earlier Viking fortification. Its thick stone walls have defended the city, stored weapons, housed prisoners, and protected valuable treasures. The Vikings first settled here in 914 AD, establishing what would become Ireland's first true city. Although today's stone tower dates largely from the early 1200s, the tower is named after Ragnall, known in English as Reginald, a Viking leader whose name has echoed through nearly 1,000 years of history. Today, the tower serves as a museum, displaying fascinating Viking artifacts recovered during archaeological excavations across Waterford. Today's Viking Triangle combines ancient history with modern culture. Museums, galleries, cafes, and historic buildings create one of Ireland's finest heritage destinations. Reginald's Tower is far more than an old building. It represents the beginnings of urban Ireland. This is the Medieval Museum, and today we're stepping back through nearly 1,000 years of history. Here, archaeology, architecture, and priceless artifacts combine to tell the story of one of Ireland's greatest medieval cities. Every gallery reveals another chapter of Waterford's extraordinary past. Beneath the museum lies one of Waterford's hidden treasures, the Mayor's Wine Vault. Constructed in the 15th century, this atmospheric chamber once stored imported wines arriving through Waterford's busy port. Perhaps the museum's most famous collection is the extraordinary cloth of gold vestments. These ceremonial garments date back to the 15th century and are among the finest examples of medieval textile craftsmanship anywhere in the world. Waterford's Medieval Museum offers a journey into the heart of Ireland's medieval past.
Where are they?
Down that little hallway there.
Restoration work. Well, he didn't know like me. The arrow of time. This is certainly the most interesting restroom I've ever been in. That's amazing. A restroom full of clocks. Wow.
We go into the brewery.
And we get a pint of Guinness at the end of the tour.
This is the Guinness storehouse. Standing in the heart of Dublin is one of Ireland's most iconic landmarks. The story begins in 1759. Arthur Guinness signed an astonishing 9,000-year lease on St. James Gate Brewery. Over the centuries, Guinness became more than a drink. It became a symbol of Dublin itself. The storehouse we're visiting today opened as a fermentation plant before being transformed into an immersive visitor attraction. The entire experience is built around a giant glass atrium shaped like the world's largest pint of Guinness. Brewing Guinness is both a science and a tradition. Visitors follow every stage of production: roasting, mashing, fermentation, conditioning. Every step contributes to the deep ruby color and creamy head that make Guinness instantly recognizable. The journey ends at the spectacular Gravity Bar. Perched high above Dublin, the panoramic windows offer uninterrupted views across the Irish capital. Included with admission is a perfectly poured pint of Guinness, or a non-alcoholic alternative, making this one of the city's most memorable viewpoints.
Here at St. James's Gate, we've been working with Irish barley farmers and maltsters for generations.
Whether you're a Guinness fan or simply curious about Ireland's history, this experience deserves its place on every Dublin itinerary. If you're still here, we hope you enjoyed our quick trip around Ireland. You've accomplished in a bit less than an hour what it took us 2 weeks to do. Thanks for sticking with us. and we'll see you in the next adventure. Bye for now.
That'll do, Pete.
That'll do, Pig.